primary education has been stolen by William Ruto. The money is stolen from the National Treasury, channeled through the National Intelligence Service, and withdrawn in cash every Friday and given to William Ruto. He keeps most of it, gives a little to that soprano guy to go around the country bribing voters. And that is all that is happening in Kenya. Every day, they carry cash in helicopters. The other day, they were in a place called Bobasi in Kisii. There were 16 helicopters. They were almost having an accident in the air because of the sheer number of helicopters. The cost of the event is 3 times what they are giving, because a helicopter is $1 million shillings. 16 helicopters is 16 million. This is money that was meant for education. Kids are at home. University education, we had a beautiful program called HELP, Higher Education Loans Board. Most of you are beneficiaries, I included. He has put it aside and brought a mongrel of a system that is not working. Most of our kids are at home. They cannot access university education. The economy has come to a standstill. Pending bills have not been paid for 3 years. People who did work for government are being auctioned. Unfortunately, even when their properties are being advertised for sale by public auction, they are not being sold because there is nobody to buy. Nobody has money. Overtaxation. Too many levies. The pay slip has been raided and made dysfunctional. So there is huge outcry by the middle class back home. And all these things we need to fix. But the most annoying is the violation of human rights, that nobody can say anything about what is going on. If you say something, a Subaru comes and picks you up and you disappear. Young people are being abducted and taken to court on trapped-up charges of terrorism, despite the fact they have committed no crime at all. So that's the situation back home, and that is why I and others have joined hands with the people of Kenya to say that we want to have a change in government, and we are working on it, and it's going on well, only that is a little bit too far away. I've listened to that moving story of Anthony Mbuthia, a survivor of the Kiambaa Church. Some MPs from Rift Valley have been shouting at me that I should not talk about that matter. We must talk about it, because history informs the present, and the present informs the future. The scars of Kiambaa Church are evident with Anthony here, and he has done well to document that history. We forgive, but we have not forgotten. And we are saying never again shall we ever allow what happened in Kiambaa and in the Rift Valley ever to happen again. Kenyans must be allowed to make their choices freely on who is to govern them, who is to lead them, without any reprisals from anybody for whatever reason. As we seek that change, where do you come in? You guys, you don't know. You have such huge influence back home. The fact that you assist many families, you have a lot of influence. I want you to help us by talking to the people of Kenya and asking them to stay focused, not to be intimidated, and to join us in electing a new government. Your voice matters, and I have talked to many Kenyans, and I believe now we have a serious force here in the US that can help us to talk to the people back home so that they bring the change that we desire. Again, we want you, yourself, to vote here. At least we have a voting station here, isn't it? Yeah. And I know we are going to lobby IBC to open more stations because it's very expensive to vote here because we only have 3 stations here, Washington and New York. And we need to persuade the IBC that Kenyans in diaspora too have a right to participate in deciding how they will be governed. But those of you who are near the voting stations, please register as voters. But help us too by talking to the Gen Zs. Kevin has put it very well. There is burning urgency for change so that we can deal with unemployment for our young people. We intend to focus on manufacturing and cottage industries as a way of creating employment for our young people and widening the tax bracket. And the way Kevin has said, they are very strong on the social media platform and they want to unite, not to divide. And he says clearly that work must bring dignity, and I agree. But I want the agencies to lobby their peers through the power of social media to know that they are doing a good job on the smartphone of creating awareness. But that is not enough, as Kevin has put it. The real transformation of the Republic of Kenya will not happen on social media. It will happen on the ballot box. The Gen Zs must take IDs. They must register as voters, and they must come out to vote. And these Gen Zs are the real thing in Kenya. Kasongo does not sleep when he hears about them. They are fearless, they are tribeless, and they don't fear. But they must help their country, their motherland, of necessity because they have a bigger stake in our country because they have more years to live. It is in their interest that their country is restored because they have a future. And they must participate very strongly in that transformation. So the Gen Zs, I agree with Kevin, you are our partners for today. And I want to say very, very candidly that if given the opportunity to lead Kenya, God willing, the way to transform Kenya is to get good partners to work with to help you. And these partners are our young people. These Gen Zs have the ideas. They know what needs to be done in Kenya. All we need to do is bring them on the decision-making table, and they help us restore our country. So the Gen Zs in Rigiji, you have a serious partner. I have fought for you. I disagreed with William Ruto because I stood with you and for you at your lowest. When the president was saying you are criminals and you are treasoners, when he has been saying you should be shot in the leg, when Mukomen has been asking police to shoot you to kill you, Rigiji has stood with you. I'm somebody you can trust, that I want to secure your place on the decision-making table so that together we transform our country. And I have very serious intentions to work with the young people. And if you look at the guys I work with back home, already you can see that intention. The leaders around me are young, very young. In fact, in my absence in Kenya, they are giving Kasongo sleepless nights. In fact, he would rather I went back because I'm just one. Those guys, Akina John Medho, you know Medho? Those guys are brutal. Akina Gacheri, Akina Karungo Wathango, Akina Ngogoyo, Akina Moko, young people. Already I have seen how effective it is to have young people working with you. If given an opportunity by the people of Kenya to be president or to be part of that government, I want to commit that in my government, my administration, the Gen Zs, the millennials, will be part of that government, and they'll be right there making decisions. Yeah? In fact, Mimi sasa ni mzee kiasi. I'll be 62 by that time. And I've worked very hard. I've really worked very hard in my life. I've not been very lucky. Whatever I get, I don't get it easily. I work hard for it. Hata ile nilitafuta hii deputy president nikatafuta wakaninyang'anya. Yeah? Lakini ni mzuri walinyang'anya ndio nipate ile yenyewe. Si ndio? I am feeling I don't work as hard. But since I'll be given a responsibility, how do you not work hard and still be responsible? Because I cannot be like Raila. The guy wants to sit on the table, he doesn't want to be responsible. I want to be responsible, but I don't want to work too hard. So the only way to be responsible